Thank you very much. We want to get an update on conditions in Plaquemines Parish this morning. Joining us now is the Director of Emergency Preparedness there, Patrick Harvey. Thank you so much for being with us, Patrick. How are things going?
So far, we're calm before the storm here in the Belle Chase area. Lower part of the parish is starting to see those feeder bands coming in. We're getting some here in the upper part as well. We're getting wind gusts down in the Buras area, around 40 miles an hour. And, the conditions are going to just deteriorate throughout the day for us.
Definitely.
The Hurricane Center increased the storm surge value, as y'all were mentioning, up 12 to 16 feet from the mouth of the river going west. So hopefully our residents heeded our warnings throughout the past couple of days to please get out of here, in those mandatory evacuation zones.
And let me ask you this: if it does wobble to the east a bit, and it could make landfall in Plaquemines Parish, and that would be devastating.
That's correct. That's correct. We haven't had, as y'all previously mentioned, Hurricane Katrina. That eye crossed over the Buras and Empire area, and everything was, was just devastating. Nothing was left, and anywhere Ida is going to hit is going to be similar effects.
And Katrina came over your parish as a Cat 3 when it finally hit. This looks like it'll be a Cat 4, and it is a big difference.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It just strengthened overnight, and we've been saying that. I've been talking to Ken Graham at the National Hurricane Center, and also my partners at the National Weather Service, and it's doing what it's predicted. Strengthened as it came across the Gulf. Those warm waters. It blew up in size yesterday, and then we had it redefined a little bit overnight, and just it's going to be devastating over the next 24 hours in southeast Louisiana.
And you and other officials there have been telling people, get out if you can. Did people heed those warnings? Did you find most people evacuated?
In the mandatory evacuation areas, it seems like most of them have. We still have some residents up here in the Belle Chase area where we did the voluntary evacuation, but I believe a majority, of our residents heeded that warning. We just, overnight, we haven't gotten any phone calls to, help people, get out of their homes or anything in the lower portion of the parish. And so far, hopefully, whoever's still in their residence, please just go ahead and hunker down, as we all say, and we're going to ride it out and hope for the best. Yeah,
and because of the shape of Plaquemines Parish, you guys get it coming and going on a storm, depending on what that track comes in. Your levee system is a little bit different than in most parishes. Talk a little about that.
That's correct. We have hurricane, the risk reduction system that runs from the Oakville area and covers the Belle Chase area, and then the risk reduction system's not on the east bank, as we've seen in Hurricane Isaac, but our levees, say on the east bank, on the northern portion of the parish, and then the southern part of the east bank, they're running, 12, 13 feet, some areas around 14, 15 feet on that backside, on the Gulf side. So, we expect them to get the water, on Highway 39 in that area between White Ditch and Phoenix on the east bank of, 8 to 12 feet. And then on our west bank, the levees, with the risk reduction system are a good 15 plus feet, 16 feet. And then as you go down from from Oakville Floodgate south to the Alliance Refinery, that levee system is a 7 to 11 foot height levee. That's why we issued that mandatory evacuation on Friday afternoon. And then from Alliance to West Point Lahash, this is Highway 23. We're always talking about this. That levee system is 3 to 6 feet. And we're going to get some serious overtop, and that's that Myrtle Grove area, the Alliance area, Point Celeste area. So there's going to be flooding down there, and it's going to, cut the northern end from the southern end of the parish. So any resident that's down there, they're going to be stuck for a good while.
And quickly, do you have any idea just how many people actually evacuated, how many people are still down there, or you just don't know?
There's some people down there. I haven't talked to the sheriff's office. They've been down there all night just to get an idea who's still moving around and stuff. But I would say there's still going to be a handful or so of people that, decide to just ride it out down there, unfortunately. So
Sure.
hope,
We spoke with
hopefully,
Jefferson Parish
they say that.
earlier. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Chief. I
We were
apologize.
just saying we spoke with Jefferson Parish's president earlier, Cynthia Lee Shang, and she said they were already coordinating rescue efforts to be prepared after this storm passes. I know you were just mentioning some of the folks who stayed, how they're going to have to, just stay in place until this is over. Have you guys started coordinating efforts to rescue people who will need help after this passes?
We have our boats ready to go whenever, once everything calms down. We're familiar with it. Hurricane Katrina, we did boat rescues down on the southern part of the parish and also on the east bank. And Hurricane Isaac, they issued a mandatory evacuation for the east bank of the parish. And, they had 600 rescues that they did at that time. People didn't heed the warning, and we had to find shelter for here in Belchase for those 600 residents. And unfortunately, we had 2 deaths in Hurricane Isaac due to the storm surge, flooding and stuff. And then Hurricane Katrina, we had it was just under, I think, 10 deaths or so for residents that stayed for Katrina. So hopefully people listen to us. We've been telling them that, but now's the time. Here it is.
Yeah,
on us right now.
We're seeing those impacts, definitely.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and your biggest concern at this point, I know we talked about that storm surge. Is that the biggest concern?
Right now, but it's going to be the heavy rainfall that we're going to get, the winds. Speaking to Kendall Graham a little bit ago, we're going to get 100+ mile an hour winds here in the
Yeah,
Belchase
if you
area.
get that kind of wind, that's going to tear places apart.
Yes, that's correct. That's correct. It's going to be a constant tropical storm force wind. So you're going to have 40, 50 mile an hour winds the whole day, and then once you start getting the gusts, it's just going to be devastating. That's just constant pounding on houses and everything. The electricity's, it's going to go out. It's going to be out for several weeks. With this, and people don't realize that how much it impacts the water system, the sewage system, your phones, cable, internet, all that stuff. You rely upon is based off of electricity. So. It's going to be interesting, But
All right.
the winds and the heavy rainfall we're going to be getting as well. So
Yeah, it's all the above with you guys. All
Yes.
right, thank you very much. We appreciate that.
Patrick Harvey with Plaquemines Parish, thank you so much for joining us.
thank y'all very much. Y'all take care.